Hello, I am Yogini Sunita, and this is Meditation, Yoga, and Stuff podcast. I believe my dharma or my life's purpose is to share my understanding of meditation, yoga, and Ayurveda, holistic healing science of India. I make these amazing wisdoms accessible and adaptable for present times. So let's start. Hello and welcome to the podcast. Today I'm going to talk about pain and how pain can be our greatest guru. And I'm telling this through my own experience. So, as you know, that I went through a really massive health crisis for past 2 years. It has been quite painful experience. I had Ross River virus, which happens with mosquito bite, and the poison of mosquito triggered tremendous pain in my body, so much so that I could not even walk or even do simple things like opening doors or picking up my phone. I had dropped my phone 100 times or things like that, like simple things. Even now, can opening is I find it difficult tasks. And so going through this kind of experience, it was physically really, a word comes in my mind is horrible experience. I was lying there and not able to do anything, and my eyes were also bloodshot red. And because of that, I couldn't even watch TV or read anything to have this, stress release through that, or numbing, you can call it numbing my mind from the pain. So all I could do is lie down there and withering pain. And on top of this, the emotional pain was that we were in pandemic, and in our state, the government has declared even 5 kilometer rule. So that means my loved ones who were not in that 5 kilometer area couldn't come and visit me. So I was just lying there, basically going through this acute pain. Now, what this pain taught me is, again, a really tremendous value. I didn't feel it like that when I was going through it because all I could think of was pain. But now that I am slowly recovering from that, and I'm using my body a little bit more than what it was, like not just lying down now, I have a little bit more energy. I started to realize that what was happening with me during that time was this whole system went into tremendous pain. Body was saying that, maybe refusing to do the movements. And it was like a forced rest. And looking back now, I see that why that was needed in a way, because I'm a doer. I'm a constantly moving person. Is like, I cannot sit still. So I have this massive energy which I was constantly using, and I think what must have happened is energetically with this Ross River virus, my system hit wall, and literally I could not move. Now, I would say that thank God for yoga, because I have these practices for life, and I use those to bring myself out of this excruciating pain. Having said that, I have used allopathic medicine because Ayurvedic herbs and things like that were not available in Australia, and there was no way I could have ordered them from India or anything like that. So I had to rely on that. And I'm very thankful for, allopathic medicine, because it did give me what I needed at that time. And then slowly I had to phase out the medicines. I still take few, but the allopathic medicine, as we all know, that have a lot of side effects. So the side effect was that obviously lethargy, mind slows down, and all that. And this is where I mean that pain can be our biggest or greatest guru, because it taught me so much about myself. The pain taught me about my inner strength. It taught me how the diet is so important. It taught me that, not taking anything for granted, because the simple tasks were very difficult. So understanding that, okay, I'm now very grateful to start using my body again. I can walk now for 30 minutes without need to sit down. I couldn't even walk few steps. So compared to that, now I'm at much better place. And started noticing, I started counting my blessings. The near-death experience and excruciating pain gave me this understanding that human life is, there is so many things not in our hands. Human life is very, very, we can say, delicate actually, and we still have that inner strength. We still have that inner strength, which really the mind's capacity to help us move out of this. And that's what really helped, because some people have the symptoms of Ross River virus forever, and others come out of it in 6 months and maybe 6 weeks. But for me, it took 2 years. So because everyone is different, the symptoms are different, and what I noticed during this time was that even though my mind was numbed by these medicines, painkillers, I had this inner voice that it urged me to come out of this, and I had to take steps towards, making sure that I eat on time, I eat right food, making sure that I do at least little bit movement, however I can. And if I need rest, I can still rest. I try to follow that. And there were amazing people who stepped forward to help me. One of my students took me to hospital when I needed to go to hospital in emergency, because I was in so much pain. So I called her and she took me to hospital. And it was so, the kindness of the strangers, the nurses in the hospital were really amazing. These young girls really helping patients, and it helps to realize that how there is so much amazing goodness in human nature. There is inherently, we human beings are kind and compassionate, and these kind of these kind of like experiences really help us understand like how human nature is amazing and how we can really help each other. And it was really amazing to see that, the nurses helping, or my friend or student taking me to hospital. I feel very grateful for this experience. I feel that I learned so much. Now I thoroughly understand the pain, and I also understand now that some people have to live with it forever. And so I was one of the lucky ones who is able to come out of it. So I feel that, this is a amazing, amazing, humbling experience. And the pain is our teacher. It teaches us that, sometimes it's okay to slow down. Body is giving us message. That message needs to be heard. So when I was lying there and I tried to meditate, especially when initial stages of this Ross River virus, I couldn't even meditate for some, because in my head, that sitting up is very important, and I couldn't sit up. So sitting up for meditation is something I was holding on to. Then I had to realize that I had to let that go. And so I did a lying down relaxation practices, and that helped a little bit. Literally, not long relaxation, maybe 3-4 minutes relaxation. That was the only capacity I had. It also gave me idea, understanding that, when people are in pain, sometimes these techniques like relaxation is much better option than maybe meditation. It also made me realize that how vulnerable we can be when we are in pain, because it was such a excruciating pain experience that I never experienced in my life before. Not even childbirth experience was like that. So hopefully that will get the listeners will get idea like how painful it must be. And my whole body, my arms, legs, everything was like pain, in a lot of pain, tremendous pain. It also showed me that I have inner strength. I have this courage to fight this illness. It is a gentle one, but still it is there. And then I also realized that I asking for help, which was really my ego doesn't like that. So asking for help was a really big step. And so I also started taking counseling session, especially my daughter actually found out a pain management specialist counselor, and she really helped me to have these targeted goals and slowly and progressively coming out of it. Because as soon as I started feeling a little bit better, I used to do a lot of stuff, and then I used to crash and burn because I wanted to go back to my normal. But even now I'm inventing my new normal, because I don't even know that will I ever go back to what it was. To be very frank, looks like it is possible now. But when I was in that state, like last year, where I started moving a little bit, and then if I do too much, again, I used to be bedridden for 7-8 days. So this also, I started counting my blessings like small things. And so I'm setting a smaller goal for my movements now. Like instead of going for, say, 1 hour walk, I started 5 minutes walk around the block. Then I increase it to 10 minutes after a few days, and then increase it to 20, and so on. So I'm slowly progressing on that part. But it has also been a very amazing journey in a sense, like the hospital system, the experiences, also what we go through that in this kind of situation, because the mind is bombarded with so much information. You're already in pain, and you're like, will this ever end, or will it end me? So that was the question. So I had to start thinking like, okay, how can I come out of this? Is there any way? Is it possible? And my mind was constantly telling me that there is a way. And so I had to come back to the Ishvara Pranidhan. This word is Sanskrit word that means surrendering to divine. And so I decided one day that it's okay. I decided to surrender to the divine. I decided to the divine help me through this. And I think this kind of like important for as a human being, we need faith somewhere. It can be nature, it can be divine, it can be God, whatever you believe in, but we need that, I think, especially in these kind of experiences where we are in excruciating pain, it is important to have something to hang on to. And when I surrendered to the divine completely, and I let the days flow, there is no expectation, and I was taking one day at a time. And that's how actually I made progress with my health. I was consciously making sure that I'm eating right food. I try to stick to my Ayurvedic routine. Even though it was painful, I decided to continue with that, like tongue cleaning and, drinking warm water in the morning. I used to hobble to the kettle and make sure that there is warm water throughout the day and things like that, which really help to come out of this painful experience. But pain does teach us so much about ourselves. I realize so many strengths I have, and I also realize how I quickly get frustrated if I don't go back to my normal, what I thought was normal. And this was all ego, wasn't it? I mean, the ego was taking me to, like, you have to be that person who is constantly doing stuff, physically moving and constantly active. But this was a time when I needed total rest, and I did rest during this time. Now slowly coming out of it, and my muscles doesn't know what's happening because they rested for 2 years. So it is again interesting journey. So I'm slowly working with waking up the muscles and making sure I'm walking, and my intention is to bring that energy back. I am still low in energy, and so how to do that? I'm working with obviously pranayam practices, the yogic breathing practices. Also the food gives us prana or energy, so that is also helping. And then also engaging my mind in positive things. So I'm as I said, I'm doer, so I'm feeling a little bit better, and I have started working on my business. I'm thinking of new, I should say, wellness business, because I have these new ideas in my mind, which I would like to help people with all this experience I have gone through. And I know that how viruses can literally, our health goes literally to other end of the spectrum. And so I would like to help people to come back to their optimal health, and not just people with viruses, but also Ayurveda and yoga gives so much, gives such a beautiful guidelines, so we can bring that into our modern life. And when we understand our Ayurvedic constitution, when we understand what practices, physical movements will be really good for us, what breathing practices will be fantastic for us. And if you are into the meditation and mantra meditation, then what mantra will help us to move towards that optimal health. And all this is, we can bring it into our modern life. I have been using these techniques all my life, and I have so much gratitude towards these techniques, that I truly believe that these are life transforming techniques, and they really help us to come back to ourselves, and they help us to move towards our optimal health. So what happens that a lot of time our ego creates stories, and we start thinking that this is our story, this is who we are. But understanding yoga's wisdom, understanding our Ayurvedic constitution, we can actually create new story, and this story can take us towards our dharma. Dharma is a little bit, there are many definitions of dharma, but here, dharma, I'm talking about our life's purpose. And so, our life purpose is always more than our material purpose. So, it is more than just us, it is always about helping others. And wisdom of yoga actually talks about how when we make difference in others' life, we will also make difference in our life as well. And this understanding of dharma is very powerful. This is our life purpose, can be simple yet profound, and we can call it giving back to society, whatever you want to name it. But dharma is always more than our selfish purpose. It is always helping others as well. And I believe that my dharma is to share wisdom of yoga, Ayurveda, meditation, and Sanskrit with the world, and help people to transform their life, move towards positive energy and your optimal health. But if you don't know yoga, Ayurveda, and if you don't believe in that, don't worry about it. You can still use wisdom of yoga and Ayurveda in a modern context. You can still adapt it into your modern life. It will, in fact, help you understand yourself better. So that's the beauty of this knowledge. Especially Ayurveda was designed when human beings started living in city dwellings. And the sages realized, the ancient beings realized that we need discipline during this time. Now, when I say discipline, some of you may have oh my God, what is she talking about? But these are the simple practices, simple tweaks in your life, and it becomes our second nature. Like, for example, waking up in the morning, tongue cleaning, meditation, cleansing mouth, meditation, asana practices, breathing practices. It won't take much time, but it really helps us to move towards our optimal health. And also, it's not just the physical health. I'm talking about mental, emotional, physical, spiritual health. And so these yoga and Ayurveda practices and meditation practices can really help us to have better mental health. It helps us to have better physical health. In Ayurveda, there is a lot of stress on the morning poop. You have to cleanse your bowels every morning. And there is a reason for that. We are getting rid of all the toxins. If that every morning the evacuation of bowel is not happening, then what's happening with the whole day? If we start noticing that, for example, how is the diet? What are we eating that may be causing constipation? Or if you start noticing that maybe we are not eating at right time, or maybe portions are maybe heavier at night and lighter in the day, can we reverse that? And all these simple tweaks will really help to move towards optimal health. And then on top of that, there are herbs which we can use to enhance our health, our brain, our whole being. The skin can glow, the hair can become really shiny and smooth. All these things is possible. And also, it is all about feeling or moving away from the ill health. Because ill health is not fun. We know that all of us go through some sort of the wellness issue as a childhood, maybe colds or coughs, and maybe broken arm, or even at adult age also we have maybe health issues and things like that, and sometimes the viruses now floating around. all this is really impacting our system, and we can find a positive way to come out of it. We can work with our mind strength, our physical strength. We can move towards our optimal health with these amazing wisdoms of yoga, Ayurveda, and meditation. I offer personalized meditation, Ayurveda, and yoga practices for your optimal health. I also teach pranayam practices. All this comes from my own experience of teaching for so many years. I have taught yoga, Ayurveda, meditation to people from all backgrounds, all cultural backgrounds. And I make it simple, I make it easy to bring it into our day-to-day life. So I hope that, the courses I offer will help you to move towards your optimal health, and also some new changes coming soon. So I have recently taken a new business name. I will talk about it soon when the launch time is happening, but I'm very excited about it. So I'm broadening my horizon, and my intention is the same though. My intention is to help people to move towards their optimal health. And I truly believe that that is my dharma. And so I'm working on it. I'm very excited about few projects which are in pipeline. So I hope to see you there. Take a look at my website, sunitayoga.com. There are a few courses you may be interested. A course called Ayurveda and Yoga Sadhana is quite fantastic. So many people talk about like how life-changing it is, and you can do it at your own pace. You can also do, the asana classes. I teach very gentle asana classes, but they also deeply based into our energy system. So every asana class is all about energy, the movement of energy, and you will gain a lot of prana, and you will also feel energized yet relaxed. So that's the purpose behind it. There are also cookbooks there, Ayurveda cookbooks on my website. So take a look, and I hope that this will all help you to move towards your optimal health. Thank you for listening, and don't forget to subscribe. I really appreciate you. Thank you very much. Bye for now. Thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate that you're taking this time out of your day. Don't forget to subscribe. Take care. Bye for now.